Hi, hello, my dear students. Again, welcome back to Neat with Kiran sir. So, we are on the topic morphology of flowering plants, synopsis part 4. So, I'm requesting my dear students kindly subscribe and click on bell icon. We'll get a regular updates of the videos from Neat with Kiran sir. So, in the previous video, we are just discussing about the inflorescence and flower up to the estivation. So, from now, we are going to start about what do you mean by the androecium. So when I say androecium, remember, so here androecium nothing but a group of stamens, and each stamen consisting of two parts. One is anther and second one filament. So here when I go with the modification, so here in the stamens we find different types of modification. The first one we call it as cohesion. So when I say cohesion, generally we can call it as cohesion nothing but the fusion between the similar part. For example, leaf and leaf. For example, petals and petal. For example, sepal and sepal. For example, filament and filament. For example, anther and anther. So if the fusion of similar part we call it as cohesion. So in case of the stamens, the first one we call it as syngenesis. Again, remember the hint. So when I say syngenesis, the anthers are fused, the filaments are free. It is a modified stamens where all the anthers are fused and filaments are free. Then it is called as syngenesis. When I say synandrous, so synandrous nothing but the stamens are fused all through their length. Means anther are fused, filaments are fused. Okay, look at the first one, syngenesis, where the anther are fused, filaments are free. Second one, synandrous, both anther and filament are fused. When I talk about third one, adelphus. Okay, so when I say adelphus, here the filaments are fused to form a bundle where anthers remain free. Okay, in case of adelphus, filaments are fused, anthers are free. If all the filaments fused to form only one bundle, monoadelphus. Okay, if there are two bundle, diadelphus. More than two bundle, that is called as polyadelphus. Okay, once again, mono means single bundle, diadelphus means two bundle. Look at when I say adelphus, filaments are fused, anthers are free. Syngenesis, anthers are fused, filaments are free. Then second one, we'll go with the adhesion. So when I say adhesion, it is a fusion between dissimilar parts. Okay, for example, leaf and stem, or you can say petal and sepal, anther and the petal, means different parts are fused. The first one we call it as epipetalous. Okay, epi means above, petalous means petal. If the stamens are attached to the above the petal, they are called as epipetalous. Okay, it is epiphyllous. Okay, when I say if the stamens or can say filaments are attached to the tepals, that is called as epiphyllous or epitepalous. Okay, then third one, attachment of filament to the anther. So here how the filaments are attached to the anther, there are different type. One is if it is attached to the base. Okay, the filament is attached to the base of the anther, then it's called as a basifixed anther. If it is the filament run along the length of the anther, then it's called as adnate. Okay, if it is at the dorsal side, we call it as dorsifix. If it is very delicate connection, then it is called as versatile. Then lobes of the anther. So while discussing sexual reproduction of the flowering plant, we can call it as anthers are of two different types, a monothecous and dithecous. So when I say monothecous, it is having only single lobe. Okay, and when I talk about dithecous, it is having bilobed structure. Then dehiscence pattern. So when I say dehiscence, is the mechanism where through which the pollen grains are released from the anther is called as dehiscence. So here if I add the top pore, then we are going to call it as porous. If it is on the longitudinal slitting along the length of the anther, that is called a longitudinal. So these two are the different types of dehiscence pattern in the anther. Then come to the gynoecium. So when I come to the gynoecium, I already told you the on the basis of position of ori, the flowers are said to be three type. If the position is inferior, flower is said to be epigynous. If the flower is said to be hypogynous, the position of ori is said to be superior. Andre, ori is superior, flower is hypogynous. Ori is inferior, flower is epigynous. If it is half inferior, then it's called as perigynous. Then again in case of gynoecium also we have the cohesion. If all the carpels are free to each other, then it's called as apocarpous condition. If all the gynoeciums are fused, then it's called as syncarpous condition. Then again on the number of locules or compartment in the ovary. If it's having only one compartment, unilocular. Two compartment, bilocular. Three, trilocular. Four, tetralocular. Five, pentalocular. More than five, multilocular ovary. Then come to the placentation. So when I say placentation, I already know the ovules are attached to the wall of ovary with the help of a cushion-like structure called as a placenta. So here when I say placenta, again remember the mode of arrangement of ovules inside the ovary, that is called as placentation. If it is on the margin, then it's called as marginal. If it is at the center where they are going to separate, they are having multicarpellary, multilocular ovary, that's called as axile. If it is on the wall, that is called as parietal. If it is at the center without any septa, that is called as free central. If it is at a base where only one ovule per ovary, that is called as basal placentation. So this is about the female part, position, epigynous, hypogynous and perigynous, where I can say position of ovary as superior, inferior, half inferior. Then cohesion, apocarpus, where carpels are free or carpels are free. When I say syncarpus, the carpels are fused. Then number of locules, uni, bi, tri, tetra, penta or multilocular. Then placentation, if it is on the margin, example pea or bean, that is marginal. If it is a center, for example tomato or the lemon, that is axial placentation. Then in case of the parietal, that is the mustard or the cucumber. Then the free central, you can go with the chili. Then last one, basal placentation, that is a sunflower. Okay. So then we'll go with the floral formula and floral diagram. So remember, so in the floral formula, we can write the floral character in a symbolic manner. Okay, a floral character in a symbolic manner, we can write in a floral formula. For example, these are going to use the symbols such as, you can say, when I talk about K, the calyx. When I talk about C, that represents corolla. So here if the calyx and corolla are absent, I will write as capital P, that indicate perianth. Then, so look at the next one. When I say A, that is androecium. Then when I write G, gynoecium. Their respective members are write down at the base. For example, when I say K5, K has means calyx has 5 sepal. If I write bracket, the calyx or the sepals are fused. So when I write A5, okay, that indicates androecium has 5 stamens. When I write G3, the gynoecium has 3 carpel. If I write G3 in a bracket, that means syncarpus. Without any bracket, the apocarpus. If I write a line on G, that is a bar on G, that indicate inferior ovary. Okay, if I write a bar below the G, that indicates superior ovary. That means a floral character can be represented in the form of the symbols, that is called as floral formula. So in the floral formula, the only drawback is we cannot estimate the estimation. Okay, we cannot write estimation in the floral formula, but apart from the estimation, we can write the symmetry. So when I talk about symmetry of the flower, there are 3 types. One is actinomorphic or radial symmetry, zygomorphic or bilateral symmetry. Then third one, asymmetric or irregular symmetry or asymmetric condition. So here in this picture, you can come across different symbols there. Okay, which one is superior ovary, inferior ovary, then calyx, corolla, androecium, actinomorphic, zygomorphic, bisexual, unisexual. So all you can come around this one. Then sometime this diagram is given in the NEET examination on the KCT. Try to identify or write the floral formula or floral diagram of particular plant. So here in this case, floral diagram nothing but the diagrammatic representation of the floral character. So here when I go on reading this diagram, I can say there are 4 calyx. Okay, because so look at this dark color, each unit they are going to represent sepal. How many sepals here? 4. By seeing this diagram, I can write the floral character. Look at the second one. Second overlay is corolla. The unit is called as petal. How many petals here? 4. So here in the diagram, I can also draw the estivation pattern. look at here, they are called as twisted. Okay, then here look at the inner part. So here they are arranged side by side without any overlapping, that is valvate aestivation. So these are nothing but the androecium. You can count the number of androecium. I can say A6. Okay, here it is gynoecium, bicarpellary and syncarpus. Means it is a diagrammatic representation of different floral character. Okay, if it is diagrammatic representation of floral character, we call it as floral diagram, whereas the symbolic representation of the floral character, we call it as what? The floral formula. Okay, my dear students, I will stop here. I will continue with my next video regarding the three important families of angiosperm. Okay, I hope you like this video. So click on like button, click on subscribe my channel and click on bell icon. We'll get a regular updates regarding the videos with Need with Kiran sir. Okay, thank you so much for watching.